perform a poem, and then I'll guide you through like the format and all that, and I'll ask you questions when you need to and all that.
Okay.
You'll get the hang of it once we start.
That way. Let me know we're ready.
Ready.
You know, I finally figured out what grandma meant when she used to say she was tired. Tired of living in this world of low vibrations, where people believing in the death of God and more of Satan. It's true enough, we all trying to make it. Occasionally, we all gonna fake it and struggle, but we never gonna say shit. We all just wake up, put on our mask, and keep it moving. Stay productive like a normal Tuesday, even though our soul's hurting and bruising. Why do we feel like we losing when really we not? They say time is everything we have, but everything we do not. If you had forever to live, what would you do now? Would you still waste time letting it go bye-bye? Yeah, you could speak a lie, but your energy never will lie. And you can give a damn a river, but you better not cry. You could run away from your pain, getting drunk, getting high, or you could search within and find your peace with God. I'm just trying to show you that it's 360 degrees of knowledge, and I'm tired, and I love everybody. But sometimes I wake up and be like, man, fuck you, massa, fuck your college. Fuck your cash, fuck your wallet, fuck your history, fuck your scholars. Fuck your daddies, fuck your mamas, fuck your ancestors, fuck your toddlers, fuck your gods. We are gods. Out of this world, yeah, we are Mars. Fuck your fame, we all stars. Fuck your language, fuck your cars, fuck your version of who us are, fuck you all. Random, but did y'all know that Harriet Tubman is actually a fictional character that was created by the Library of Congress and a woman named Sarah Bradford in 1869 when she created a book entitled Scenes in the Life of Harriet Tubman? The more you know. Anyway, what was I? Yeah, it's because of shit like that where I'm trying to reprogram. And hell is just a vibration, so if you vibrate high, you won't go there. My past was cloudy, but my future is so clear. And just because I don't give a fuck, it don't mean that I don't care. I keep it so real, they never appreciate. They prey on my downfall, but stay all up in my face. Watch out for energy vampires. They telling them damn lies. They get their other fake friends gather around campfires so they can plot your demise. And watch your family and friends can be fake too, so fuck them titles. Just because we blood, that means that I gotta like you? Nah. Fuck a sister, fuck a bro. I don't trust you niggas and I don't trust you hoes. And don't believe what they showing, cause everybody be posing. And this how while I'm growing, everybody not going. Now I don't trust a soul. I was so naive. I can't believe I really believe they loved me. But hindsight's 10 times 2 and plus 20. Now I soak up game from my elders and plus I read. I still remember them nights I wanted to slice my wrist. Suicide should never be on the mind of a kid. But shit, it is what it is. I guess life's a trip. Life's a bitch. Life's my sister. Sometimes I miss her, but I'm not kissing the ass. Every time that we talk, she wanna revisit the past. Baby, we done elevated. You ain't got to like me. I'm not fond of you. You ain't the only one dealing with some trauma, boo. But as we continue to roll, I got the word on my back. To those of you who figured out life, I tip my hat. And I'm not quite there yet, but I used to think I was. I remember drinking, drugging, till about 3 or something. But that shit for the birds. I'm trying to fly and soar. Reach my higher self, vibrate higher more. Yeah, rest assured, I found out less is more. And may your faith never waver, it get greater later. The ones you love will be your biggest haters. Them handouts will turn to bigger favors. And if you don't got it, you gon' get it later. Be innovative, not an imitator. I grew up and picked my pants up, sitting straight up. Open doors, do the chores, and eat with one hand on the dinner table. Get your manners up, not your hate up. I guard my feelings, gotta keep my gate up. I hear these other poets speaking, but what we saying? Is we tapped in? Is we really praying? Is we spitting poetry, or are we outside demonstrating? And nobody knows what's at the end of the yellow brick road, but so we go, focused on our mission. And if you really tired of seeing what's going on outside, get up off your ass and make a difference. That way.
I don't even know what to say right now, But this is the Long River Sessions on the Houston Collective, and this is the Cultivated Beat. You just heard Anno. That way.
That way. That way, man.
And so this is a show where we feature Houston artists, whether they be poets, musicians, or anything in between. That was Anno, that way. So Anno, please introduce yourself.
Howdy, people. My name is Anno. That's A-N-N-O. Houston, Texas. I'm a poet. Well, actually, I do poetry, so I guess that makes me a poet. But I'm also a jack of all trades. You know what I mean? But we here for my poetry abilities, though. So that's what we're talking about right now.
Well, I totally appreciate that. And thank you for being literally the guinea pig of the Cultivated Beat here, where we feature poets and stuff. So this will be definitely an interesting segment, just for the simple fact that we're trying to figure stuff out and get to know this poetry community. So let me know how you got into this and what's the poetry scene here. I'm super not knowledgeable in this scene, so I appreciate you letting me know.
That way, okay. And I say that way a lot, people. Get used to it. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3.
That way.
Let the church say that way. But yeah. So I've been doing poetry probably about 6 months. I believe a lot of people always like write, whether you was doing music or whatever. You know, some people just write, whether you journal or whatever. But I've been doing poetry for about 6 months. The poetry scene in Houston, Texas is the largest in the world. Research, Google it. You know, if you Google it, it's a fact. But yeah,
Amen.
Houston poetry scene, the largest poetry scene pretty much in the world. We have some of the most reputable open mics. Shout out to the other cities and states. Not saying like, you know, other cities and states don't have reputable open mics, but Houston is one of the biggest. We have some of the most talented people in the country when it comes to poetry. My first time I got on the scene, I would say it was at an open mic. I was coaching, because I'm also a basketball coach, so I was coaching at a gym, and I walked into the kitchen to go get something to eat. And there was a woman right there, and she had some wings right there, and I was like, those look good. Can I have one? But I was just joking with her. And then she was like, no. And she was like, no, you can really have one. I was like, oh, no, I was just playing, man. Eat your food. She's like, no, get one. Can you get one? Because it's from a place that's just brand new, and I want to kind of like get a video for them. I'm like, okay. Not thinking about it. I get the wing, eat the wing. I do, you know, a little video or whatever. A year later, I get a bunch of notifications on my Instagram. You know what I mean? Like thousands of them. I'm like, what the hell? People sending me this video like, man, this you? I go to this page, and the video like went viral on these people's page. It's called Taste Buds. It's free promo. Shout out. Give me some free wings. That way. The lemon pepper way. But yeah, I went on their page, and yeah, they had a large following. They had my video on there. They had posted it a lot of times, just, you know, marketing their food. And it was people in the comments trying to reach out to me. So one day, they hosted an open mic, and it was being hosted by Poetic Tweet. Shout out to Loaded, that way. My girl said she just followed Poet, now Loaded. Yeah. So the woman I'm referencing, the poet, her name Poetic Tweet, though. But she had an open mic there, and that's why I ended up going one time. Kind of just like, hey, I'm going to go over here and get some food. And I ended up getting on the mic. And I was like, hey, I like this feeling. You know what I mean? That's actually why I ran into my mentor, Black Swan. You know what I mean? She was up there also performing. That's kind of why I got my start. And just been consistent. Like, ever since I've met Black Swan, and just even aside from that, 6 months ago, we have been outside every day, every week, consistently just grinding and working, you know, because it's a big poetry community. So, like, and we have some of the best. So, it's the NBA. You can't come in here playing around.
So, was that 6 months ago? Like you said, you started doing poetry recently? Or was that the first time you got up on the mic and all?
That was the first time I started doing poetry, period.
Yeah, man, I love stories like that. And like one thing I have noticed is a lot of the people that we've been featuring are new, and if that bit of information has never come out, I would have never guessed. If you didn't tell me that today, I would have thought you've been in this game for a while now. So,
oh man, I appreciate it. Yeah, my mentor has been in here for about a year, under a year.
well, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, under a year.
She's next, if you didn't know, but yeah, that'll be next week.
Yeah.
But wait, so hold on. Before I start rambling on, let's get into your next piece, and then I'll ask you the questions after that. So what do you have next for us?
Got a something for the ladies.
The glasses are coming on.
Something for the ladies. It's Marco Spoon on the Quiet Storm. But it's storytelling though. Follow me. She be like, you just wanna fuck, huh? You not really trying to get to know me. That's why you in a rush, huh? I bet you run that same game on every woman you meet. You think you seductive. That's what I can't stand about you men these days. All y'all talk about is sex, but y'all can't even hold a stimulating discussion. I be like, shit, so what's your favorite color? But nah, for real. How you feel about your mother? Your father? Tell me all your triggers, your trauma, your co-parental issues. Tell me about that drama. I swear I want to hear it. You could tell me what your fears is. Tell me about that business you started. Tell me how you going back to college and chasing that scholarship. It could all be so simple. Tell me when the lights and the rent due. What time the kids need to be at school. What you cooking tonight? Spaghetti with the Prego? You ain't gotta worry, I'll make it. You sit back and take a break. Relax yourself with some wine. Have a taste. Dinner's almost done. Let me prepare you a plate. Cause you deserve it. All that grinding, hard working. You deserve a trophy and some more shit. You deserve a grown man who's not on some hoe shit. Who's focused and notices how your face light up when you're talking about your goals and shit. Free to be you and do what you do. No narcissistic or controlling shit. I take heed, baby. Allow me to take the lead, baby. I'm not just trying to get between your knees, baby. I know dick ain't the only thing you need, baby. Now hit the weed, baby. Yeah. And close your eyes for a minute. We going slow. Let me penetrate your mind for a minute. Tears of joy, I'ma make you cry in the pillow. Lifestyle of vanilla. Tell me what you went to. I'm into you, intuition kicking in. Got some vivid visuals I'm dreaming to give to you. And as you stroking my ego, let me nibble on your nipples. But I fucked your mind first, my foreplay is mental. Now I'ma fuck you like I mean it. You fuck me like the rent due. That pussy got me fiending, damn it, who sent you? Demon time? Nah, we vibrate high. Woman is God, I praise the most high. Grip it while you ride, I grip your neck tight. I put your legs in the sky, I'm kissing on your thighs. We had a nice and slow vibe. We on cloud 9, and right before you come, I hear your phone ring. And I'll be like, who was that? And she be like, get up, that's my husband, I gotta go.
You know what?
Infidelities.
I know.
That was,
You know what's funny about that? Like, what I love about poetry is I never know where it's gonna end up.
Right. It sounds like a sexual poem.
Right.
And then you about narcissist men who gonna like tell you like, baby, I'll pay you a ring, baby. What's your, you know, and then I'm gonna sex you good, and then, you know, or then vice versa. You know, the woman be right there with you. You think you got you a woman and she married.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's what, in my opinion, I feel like that's what separates poetry and hip hop, because I feel like a lot of people mix the two together. But when it comes to hip hop, you know where the story's going.
Yeah.
That I had no idea that's where I was going. Because I was like, what? Well, okay,
That's
all right.
poetry, yes, man. That is poetry to its core right there. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, no. Like when I was in California, I used to go and go to shows that did erotic haikus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, I forgot where it was called, but it was like a famous slam poetry bar off of Shattuck in Berkeley. But yeah, and those also went to places I had no idea what would go to. So I appreciate you bringing that energy. So all right, so let's get into the nitty gritty. I'm gonna start asking a bunch of weird questions now. So,
and by the way, I got one more poem too. Yeah, I got one more.
Oh,
you know.
We're gonna definitely get to that.
Yeah,
but
I'm saying, you know, yeah. I'm in a Bars Fest battle, so I got a poem I want to say dedicated to my opponent, just to let him know he can't see me lyrically.
Okay. Ooh, we're gonna have to talk about that for the YouTube exclusive, because that'll come out real quick. And so I like competition. I don't want to.
And there's no cursing in that one, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you mentioning that, because we're like, all my KPFT consiglieres here are like, dude, he's swearing, but it's okay.
It's art form expression.
It is.
You know, when you run it back, it's with a purpose. Like, we're not just out here saying it because, you know, a lack of the English language or something. You know, we just use colloquialisms to express, to where like every word that we write, we redo our poem so many times to where like, hey, if I said this word, I said it with a purpose, so you can know the frustration, or, you know, like it's gonna hit when you hear it.
No, I definitely agree. And when it comes to poetry, I definitely understand that when a cuss word is used, it's there for definitely a purpose. And in addition to that, well, not in addition to that, so when you say you rewrite poems and stuff, how many rewrites do you do before you perform it, or do you perform it, rewrite, and then, like, you know, how does this masterpiece come out?
Okay, well, a lot of poets do it a lot of different ways, but you have some people who will rewrite pieces for a year. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, the dialogue we was having on the patio with Rico, when he made the comment that he made, when I put that in my notes, that will spark a poem that I might have a conversation with somebody else and be like, bro, I was just talking to somebody else, and they'll give me a different perspective along the same, you know, topic we were talking about. And before you know it, you know, 7 months then went by, you done lived a little bit of life, and you always going back to that poem. So people do that. And also, it's like, a lot of poets, we're very cautious about what we say. So we're not like rappers and singers to where we just go and just record all damn day and make 100 songs. Like, no, like, we might perform one poem for 6 months to a year. So you have to be very mindful of everything you're saying. That's why poetry is kind of a little bit different, because we don't have a beat to protect us. You know what I mean? No disrespect to my musicians, but like, it's us in the words.
There's definitely nothing other than you. Yeah.
So you have to be careful about everything that comes out your mouth. You know what I mean? So, and then a lot of people take poets serious. You never looked at the poet and was like, I'm not taking him serious, what he's saying. So you got to be very careful.
So with that said, do you think that, because I feel like poetry and jazz, most people don't want to get too involved in that because of the amount of attention that you have to give to these artists. Like, when it comes to jazz, I know that they put a lot of work into it, but if you listen to it deeply and intently, you can get the actual message out, even though there are no words. And same thing with like poetry. I feel like it's not like rap, like you said. You're not being protected by a beat. I've never heard that, and I thought that's.
Yes, indeed.
Amazing. And so when you write a poem and you perform it, how often, I mean, I know it depends on each poem, but like for you particularly, does the poem is it a poem or a piece? Let me get the
tomato.
Okay, okay.
But we are sensitive about our shit. But I don't mean to cut you off, but I just want to touch on the point that you made about you know, when it comes to jazz artists and poets, you have to pay them like a special attention. And this is what I would say that makes some of us different. You know, this is why Black Swan falls in that category. Poets like me, who kind of we're the new wave of poetry. You know, it's not that era to where now it's about performance. So now we're entering an era where now when we get these people to spend this money, the same money or the same dollar you're going to spend with your favorite R&B artist or whoever makes any type of performance art, you can come bring it to us because we're putting on whole shows that we're curating. You know what I mean? We're putting on, it's production, you know, like you can come in there, we have backdrops, costume changes, like we're not playing around anymore. We're not just coming up there and wow, like if you were in our zone, there would be a whole production going on. I'm talking about people moving around, merch tables, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we really, you know, you might have props up there, all type of things to get your poetry message off. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So back in the day, yeah, I can understand why a lot of people really didn't want to kind of mess with poetry and stuff like that. But it's people like us who we are the new wave, and it's a different type of poetry. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I definitely see that in the new stuff coming out. But man, even the old school stuff, like I'm a big fan of Saul Williams.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're
okay.
Saul Williams, Bo Sia.
Okay.
No, I don't mess around. Like I enjoyed that stuff because growing up, I was a big jazz head, but not too many people were into jazz because you had to pay attention.
Acquired.
And so with poems, I always thought that poetry and poems were similar in that sense, where I didn't mind paying attention, and a lot of that and it felt, and I've said this before on the show, that when I feel or hear something that I can connect with, that's where the art truly takes its place, because it's like, I feel that. I don't feel alone anymore because someone else had to go through the same
That's real.
BS. You know what I mean?
That's real. Yeah, we're really like we when you tap in with poetry, you really get like a free therapist.
I could see that. Yes.
Literally, like you get a free therapist. Like a lot of people who do poetry, like it takes a certain type of divine spirit to be able to write certain things and ideas. You know what I mean? And then put them out there, just everything's thought provoking. You know, it's so common for people to be at shows crying, having come to Jesus moments, just all type of stuff. You know what I mean? So, yes, indeed.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. So let's move on. What's your the next piece that you got going for us?
Okay, yeah. So here we go. I'm gonna be performing at Bars Fest. I do competitive poetry that way. What's up, Rob the God? I told you when we booked this match, I was gonna go on a press promo run and make you famous. So here we are. My God. But yeah, this piece right here, I'm finna spit right here. Basically is just showcasing my poetic ability with my words and double entendres and metaphors of that nature. So keep up, everybody. It seems like when I beam bright, I reach heights of unforeseen sights. Even my red flags be green lights. Stop. Don't act like you don't see the signs. Scholastic scholars even ponder and wonder, how could I ever be matched up with that docile mind? When I shine through my third eye, my lines fly sky higher than the rest. But I admit, simplicity is best. But nonetheless, I attest that keeps me grounded. It will be an intellectual punishment for that clown. You're going to see him pouting. Square root of that is how you lack the ability to listen. So I need you to keep up, Robbie. Peep the mission. See, you the type to give me love and daps. But behind my back, try to reduce and subtract the stats of this new jack. But when I'm on stages, I prove that I'm bad. So don't rack or scratch your brain, you know I'm really that. Hey, Robert, is you really ready and willing to put your resume up to the ceiling? Against this righteous villain, I'm a wizard with words, nouns, verbs, colloquialisms. I'm box office, I'm glad we got witnesses. I'm glad we sold tickets. Hey, yo, you gon' make a killing as I display this killing. Lord willing, he makes it. I'm real as they come, he faking. Let's get some straightening. Flatline. Shh. Moment of silence. Hey, Rob the God, November 19 Bars Fest. I don't think you ready for this violence. I am never motivated by hatred. I'll take your favorite shape-shifting, discombobulate his wavelengths and egos on stages. I'm the one he's beginning to believe there's levels to this matrix. Take a chill pill if you will, then part from me. Blue or red you see, but pardon me. I tend to part ways with partially invested parties seeking to make a profit off a part of me. I understand the art of war, picture perfect war hall. I think not. Basquiat, better yet, like Esau, I've been a threat. Kill every show when I spit. Rob, you just do a little bit. Poetically, I'm the veteran, but I got the confidence of a god when I'm in the presence of a peasant, disrespectfully. Now open up your mind and let me put this tip in. Now I'm stroking you intellectually. My motion resembles oceans, and currently I'm the new wave, so the title is undeniable. Watch me as I 360 cycle, you see what I can do. Poetic God, I can revive you or take the life from you. The riots that I incite when I write are rebellious, twice removed. I separate generational relationships when I combine the two. I'm revelrous and I'm purposive. Rebellious, but I'm purpose-driven. Chop off a snake's head. I'm serving succulent serpent dishes. Knowledge is in the power, and the power is in the people, fool. Pieces hypocrite probably pledged your allegiance at school. You choose to be a fool and do as you told, but don't think for you. Your wordplay is nice, but your material is unbelievable. Don't feed me that. I need food for thought. Now, as we end this expedition, I'd like to thank you all for bearing witness to this excellent exhibition of me exercising this exorcism, and I didn't burn 1 calorie. I shackle the feet of Jackal Jack, who try clowning me, reigning supreme forever over this benevolent devil. Fortress shelter can't help you escape this reign of terror. Will it be a thriller? In Manila, no contest, I'm iller. His style is filled with filler. I buried him in the river. Water boat as he chokes, piranhas eat him for dinner. Oblivion why I send him, that loser can't see a winner. That way.
Woo, man, I don't even, oh. You know what? I don't have any words to say. Anno, can you please explain that and what's going on with that? Please.
So, in poetry, there's different communities. So, when you get a poet in here, please know, like, hey, you might have poets who, they might have a sector that they just identify with, you know what I mean? But we do it all. So, you might have erotic poets. You got, like, battle rap style poets. You know, you got the poets who talk about depression, you know, high vibrational things of that nature. I'm a poet who, I have many sectors, but my sector I love the battle poetry part, to where there's this thing called Bars Fest League. So follow at Bars Fest League. But yeah, and this is what we do. We line poets up together, and they both do 3 rounds against each other, and they're judged by random judges. So you're able to like write pieces that sometimes can be for your opponent, just to show them like, hey, poetically, the way like I do my, like, you, like, who's better, you know what I mean? So that's what we're doing. So that piece right there is like a piece that, you know, I did at a Bars Fest to just show a person like, hey, with the words, and that's why I was like, hey, I'm a righteous villain, a wizard with words, nouns, verbs, colloquialisms. I'm like what? And then it's just the metaphors that I'm saying. Just when I say, man, there's levels to this matrix. Take a chill pill, if you will, then part from me. Blue or red you see, but pardon me. Then I was like, the blue or red pill from the matrix. But then I said, blue or red you see, pardon me. You gotta part the Red Sea, but pardon me. Like just the way I spit, like, it's just different, bro. Different.
Yeah, I freaking agree with that, because it's like, dude, thank you for explaining that, so I can gather my thoughts to actually respond to you for this. Because I was like, man, what is this dude saying? Like, whoever this other guy is, I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm not taking sides, but right, you know, I know the one side I know, and I'm gonna take it. But
yes, indeed. So, thank you, brother. Thank you.
So when you do these, so are they? I don't know. I don't even know how to ask this. Are they? Yes, sorry. I know.
that way.
Look at you.
That way.
This is your fault.
Whenever you don't know what to say, just say that way.
I can't even talk right now. I can't even. So the Bars Fest.
Yes.
Is it advertised as a competition?
Yes.
Okay.
Advertised as a battle.
So in these battles, what makes it different from a freestyle hip hop battle versus a poet battle?
Etiquette.
Okay.
Okay. Etiquette, as far as like you will not hear anybody talk about like killing a person with a gun or stabbing them with a knife. Nobody's finna go research you and find out your baby mama left you. It's like, it's etiquette. Like, we're gonna be poetic to where like you can like talk about your opponent. Like, that was a piece that I wrote where I was like talking about my opponent, but like what I'm saying is like, it's not really disrespectful. So if I be like, hey, I kill every show when I spit, Rob, you just do a little bit. Like, people might go, oh, like, because I said his name Rob. But like, we're gonna keep it poetic with the words we're using and the double entendres and things of that nature. So the etiquette will always be there. Nobody's gonna be like disrespecting anybody to that type of, you know what I mean? That's why we separate. That's how we get the separation from battle rap and then what we do over here. Because also, you don't even have to say that. Some people will battle 3 poems of, hey, what's your best poem? You know, I might go up and say a poem about depression. You might say a poem about suicide, and the judge is gonna battle who's the best poet. You know what I mean? It's about battling. Yeah. So like, you get a contract and you can decide what you want to do with your opponent. You can be like, hey, we can talk about each other, but talk about each other just means like talk stuff. Like the poem I just did was a talk stuff poem. Right. Or we could do a catalog poem. Or we could do a compliment poem. You got people who will go up there and compliment each other for 3 rounds. Like, look here, man, you fucking terrific guy. I bet you take care of your kids. And give them ice cream and let them stay up late. Like, there you people.
Are you messing with me? Is that real?
I'm so serious.
There's a compliment battle,
bro. We got UCJ versus Red Lion going down in February. They will be doing compliment round. Where they're gonna be like, yes, this is real thing. You got to remember, Bars Fest is so creative with the poetry. It's just not like, I'm more like on the battle rap type of side to where people like, oh, he like the ooh. Then we also have erotic. She was just in an erotics Bars Fest where she battled another woman named Coach Feline, and they did erotic Bars Fest. She's up there, outfit changing, like, yes, the cheeks are out, doing erotic stuff, dancing, like, you know, and they talking about erotic grown-ass things, you know what I mean? So it's all about what agreement you come to with your opponent. So you can do whatever, you know what I mean? So
everything is essentially predetermined before? Oh, okay. All right. So what about, like, the judges? Like, how does that even work when it comes to being a judge in a competition for poetry? Like, are they looking out for like, oh man, that dude was talking some major shit?
And that's the thing right there. They're always selected randomly, right? And you never know who the judges are or what's their mindset, what's their age, you know, their demographic, anything like that. So that's the whole thing about the night. So you have the crowd who forever can have somebody who they feel like won, but if whatever the judges say, it goes. So like the judges are selected at random right before the show. There's normally 3 judges, okay? And they have 2 flags. So 2 poets, one person's a yellow flag, one person's a red flag. So they boom, every time they judge, they be like, hey, hold up your flags. They'll hold up both flags, and then you drop down and leave the one up. You know what I mean? So if you're the red flag and you get 2 flags out of 3, you won that round. You know what I mean? That's how they go, and then you move on or whatever. You can lose the battle at the end or whatever. But yeah, so the judges are random, and sometimes you get, but everybody who comes into the poetry community, it's rare that you get a judge who just doesn't know what's going on. Okay. Typically, the people who are in that arena that come to like a competition battle are people who are like DJs or people who, you know, understand like what we do. Whatever type of field they're in, you know what I mean? They understand bars or, you know, previous battle rappers or, you know, poets, you know, stuff like that. But we always try to make sure they're fans and not actual poets of the community. We never let a poet judge other poets. So you have to be somebody who is not a poet.
So you're telling me I could be a judge?
Yes, you can.
Oh, because I will not write poetry and do it on a stage like
Please
this.
do. Please do. That'll be so hard, man, if you could come pop out November 19th. That'd be hard.
What? Okay, all right. So, man, I have so many questions, and we don't have enough time. But before we close out, so what's your opinion on why poetry isn't in the mainstream, because I feel like this entire time I've been into poetry or slam poetry or whatever, it's never gone the threshold of mainstream. And the closest person that I know is who I mentioned earlier is Saul Williams. Right. But even then, right. Amethyst Rocks, what is he saying? But please, yeah.
No, that's a great question. And just the most blunt answer you'll probably ever hear.
I love blunt questions, answers. Sorry.
The most blunt answer you'll probably ever hear. Every time has a new day. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can fault people for how people operate, but that's why we need people to come before us to show other people how it goes. You know what I mean? Tupac had a great quote where he said, "Hey, I might not change the world, but I guarantee you I'll spark the brain that does." You know what I mean? So sometimes you can look and be like, "Man, why is poetry not here?" Yeah, like, hey, it's just probably that it wasn't the time. So now here come people like me, Black Swan, you know, the LJs, the Juan Poetries, the We Go Lives, you know, all these other curators and the Liro, you know, all these poets and stuff who are out here who we moving differently. And also now poets, we have a sense of accountability to where, I don't want to say back in the day, but in the old times, poets didn't really hold themselves accountable as far as like, hey, we want to be treated how, you know, I guess we feel like our entertainment peers are treated, but we're not holding ourselves to the same standards. We're not making sure we're coming outside, making sure we're looking a certain type of part, you know what I mean? Or making sure we're performing at a certain type of caliber. You know what I mean? Are we coming up here reading off our phones? Are we giving these people a show? You know, like, what are we doing to expect or require this type of respect or these finances or these opportunities that we think we should be able to get? So that's why it's people like us who are coming through in this new wave, and we're trying to show people like, no, look, hey, you could book us. We're going to show up. We're going to be entertaining. We can conduct interviews. We can dress. We got style. We have following. We're charismatic. You know, we're cool. We can be punctual. We can show up. We can do everything, anybody who can entertain you, but people want to be entertained. And in the past, poets, we weren't really on the entertainment side. And that's why I also now keep trying to plug Bars Fest, but Bars Fest it's an arena where poets are you can come in there with the best poem in the world, but if you don't entertain the judges, it doesn't matter. You've seen people who came in there, some of the best poetry you've ever heard in your life. Like, you know what I mean? Like Shakespeare wrote it himself. And then a person who just comes in there and just has a glow about them and just can make you laugh in the same poem that they'll make you cry in, and, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? So people want to be entertained. I don't mean to be long-winded with the answer, but people want to be entertained, and that's really a short, blunt answer to where poets in the past, no knock on the ones who have been, because some people have been, but, you know, it take a lot of more people. So we're not going to act like it hasn't been people who hasn't been out here, like, putting on shows for real, you know, but it takes more of a group effort. And now I feel like the new wave of Houston, we're getting along better. It's a lot of behind the scenes things, you know, from past relationships that were kind of damaged or whatever, but, you know, people are healing, and we just are maturing and learning to move forward to where we can grow this stuff, because we have a lot of big stuff planned for the city of Houston, for America. Just to kind of give y'all a plug, like, we working on something, man, to, like, try to bring, like, a yearly festival, you know what I mean, to Houston for poetry. Like, that needs to be a thing, kind of like the Boston Marathon, or, you know, these South by Southwest, these festivals people go to. So, and we heal people. Like I said, we're really like therapists, man. We're very important. You know what I mean? Like, not to be on there like we're more important than the rappers and stuff like that, but bro, like, there's a 99.99% chance that anytime a poet opens their mouth, they're going to say something impactful.
I 100% agree with that, because every poem, poetry, or any kind of anything that I've heard that's not rap or hip hop, there's a message behind it, and I can feel whether it's 10% growth or 0.1% growth. I leave a poetry show with some sort of growth or some sort of understanding. So with that said, I appreciate you for being put on the internet like this with your art and poetry and the knowledge that you come with. to impart on me to uplift and put poetry on the map. And we've talked, before this, months before this, on how I want to bring that. And I appreciate you very much for being essentially the guinea pig. Thank you. So before we close out, how do our listeners and viewers find more of your work and more of your art and more of you?
Oh, bingo. Thank you for that, man. Thank y'all for having me too, by the way. You know what I mean? Very humbled. By the way, my name is Anno. That's Anno. You can follow me on all platforms. Anno the Poet. Anno Dapoet. That's Anno the Poet. Just tap in with me on my Instagram. That's a lot of the spaces where I share what I have going on for our shows that we have coming up. We have a lot of good stuff planned for y'all for the end of the year with Black Swan Promotions. We have 2 open mics that we host every month. Poetry Pornography, hosted by Black Swan, and Spit Poetry That Way, hosted by Anno. Like I said, we're always performing every single week. Shout out, Black Swan just flew in literally this morning from Chicago. She was just, literally, she flew out yesterday to go perform for Juan Poetry in Chicago, just flew in and came here. You know what I mean? So, like, we are out here working, you know what I mean? Hey, and funded her own trip. That's another thing. Us poets out here, like, we're not asking for handouts. You know what I mean? A lot of us are funding our own lifestyle and stuff like that to try to make sure that we entertaining the people. So, but yeah, Anno the Poet, tap in with me. Have a lot of good stuff for y'all. We trying to push the culture forward. Shout out to y'all for even entertaining us and caring about what we are doing. We love you. Vibrate high. Hell is just a vibration. Stay positive. That way.
With that said, that was a great first Poets performance. And so signing out, this is Messiah, the Cultivated Beat, the Houston Collective, Long River Sessions.
Thank you, Anno.
That's way. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
That way.